While this match may not be as controversial as the match against Portugal, it doesn't come without its controversies. So there's only 3 ways a match can go: a win, a loss, or a draw. It doesn't matter what the result is. There will be blame apportioned to one side or the other depending on who lost or won. And English referee Anthony Taylor seems to be in the center of these accusations. Did he favor Ghana? Well, that's what we are here to find out. What up, people, and welcome to another episode of Social Moments, where we deal with all kinds of online trends. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button, click on the bell, and click on all. Also do what to give this video a like. So like I said, when the match ends, depending on who wins or loses, there are some blames going about, apportioning blame to whoever. And English referee Anthony Taylor seems to be getting some of the blames, as according to some people, he favored Ghana, which I completely disagree with. First of all, not because I'm a Ghanaian or I'm being biased, but let's review the facts of the matter, shall we? So the kickoff happened at 1 p.m. GMT. The heat of the first 10 minutes was pretty much turned on Ghana. We struggled. They got 3 corners, which I'm still surprised that they couldn't, make an opportunity of those first 10 minutes there, and the plenty opportunities they got, including those 3 corners, and actually score a goal. But thankfully they didn't. And in the 24th minute, we made our first score. A goal that some experts have deemed controversial because the ball actually hit the Ayu's hand before the opportunity was made and scored. But thankfully, the video assistant refereeing was there, the checks were done, and it was decided that the goal sticks because it wasn't an actual offense. This wasn't the case of, the 2010 Suarez case where he deliberately used his hand to stop that ball from going into the net. And this was quite the opposite. It was the South Korea's goal post. It wasn't deliberate. He jammed, the ball happened to just hit at his hand. He wasn't deliberately using his hand to hit the ball. It was a ball to hand situation, according to something I read online. I can't really back this up, but correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know if this is accurate. But apparently if it's a head ball, which is what happened in this instance, if it's a head ball to the hand, then it's not a foul. So again, thankfully, the video assistant refereeing exists for a reason. The checks were done and it was decided it was an official goal. At the 34th minute, the Blackstars of Ghana scored another goal through Kudus and went on a break. Second half kicked off at around 2 p.m. GMT. Ghana was sort of relaxed. The Koreans came in fighting for their life and scored in the 58th minute. Through a head ball, they repeated the same again in the 61st minute. An equalizer that almost gave the 30 million plus population of Ghana an instant heart attack, myself included.
I'm having a heart attack. Yeah, I'm having a heart attack. Get back to work.
But luckily, in the 68 minutes, Inaki Williams missed that ball. And I say luckily because I don't think he would have actually scored even if he hadn't missed it. There was way too many defenders there. I don't think he would have actually scored. And he missing it also served as a sort of a misdirection that helped Kudus to actually score without them even sort of noticing. Because myself included, I thought Inaki had kicked the ball. But luckily he missed it, the ball went to Kudus and he scored. So the Koreans put on a fight, to try to equalize again and potentially score another goal and win. The Blackstars fought against them, and eventually the match came to the 90-minute end with a 10 minutes extra time added onto it, which I think is a record time in this World Cup at least. I don't think there's any match in this World Cup that has gotten an extra 10 minutes added. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any match that has gotten 10 minutes extra time added, which if you ask me, I think it was completely needless. Again, not because I'm a Ghanaian. I'm not being biased. This is the fact of the matter. The substitutions, the injuries, it didn't take that much time. There was no much time taken from this substitution and a few injuries that happened in the second half to warrant a 10 minutes stoppage time. It was too much. But the Koreans were fighting for their life. I was on the edge of this seat right here. I was on the edge of this seat, because interesting enough, the last 10 minutes of the match was pretty much like the first 10 minutes of the match, only intense The same thing, the first 10 minutes of the match was pretty much against Ghana. It was in the Koreans' hands. They were controlling the match. And the same thing happened in the last 10 minutes of the match. The 10 minutes happened, Atizigi got the ball. He kicked it into the center, like about right on the dot of the 10 minutes. And it should have been called. But no, Anthony Taylor decided for somehow, I don't know if he didn't notice that the time was up, because that was the perfect time to end the match, because the 10 minutes was up and the keeper had just kicked the ball inside. But for some reason, he decided to let it go on, and it passed even 30 seconds more. It was nearly the 11th minute when he called for a corner, only to actually call off the match, which has stirred controversy online, like I was saying in the intro. That some people are saying he's favored Ghana, which I completely disagree. Because once again, I don't even think that 10 minutes extra time was warranted. But he actually even let it go on past 10:30, past 10:40. It was nearly 11th minute before he called off the match. So if he was actually working in anybody's favor, how about the Koreans? Because, the time was up and he didn't stop the match. I think like it was an honest mistake, because if he was planning on ending the match, he wouldn't have called the corner. So, it kind of made no sense that he called for the corner and then didn't let them take the corner and cancel the match. I think that he didn't notice that the 10 minutes had passed and was almost the 11th minute. And when he realized it, he had to call off the match, because imagine, the 10th minute had passed, it was running into the 11th minute. And if he had allowed them to take the corner and they equalized, that would have been a whole other controversy. Okay, what if he let them take the corner and there was another corner? Should he let them take them again? So it was right. It was way overdue. The 10 minutes even shouldn't have been given. It should have been like 5 minutes or even less. But hey, whatever happened, happened. But yeah, some people decided to blame him. So on Twitter, he's pretty much being dragged. He's an English coach. He's one of like the most disliked English Premier League coaches. Yeah, a lot of people don't like him.
Yeah, he's done it again. He's done it again. That is a foul. You fucking little bastard. He's done it again. You dirty bastard. You've done it again.
But I personally think, as far as this match is concerned, he did excellent. But clearly, Paul Bento, which is the South Korean coach, did not think so. He eventually got into his face. There were some words exchanged, explicit words. He pretty much flipped him off. And he ended up getting a red card. Something I think, the match had already ended. But hey, it's football. Emotions run high sometimes. But I think, he shouldn't have got himself into that situation, because their match against Portugal, it will be very crucial for him to be in the box guiding his team, which is not going to happen, because he got a red card. So it's going to cost them very much. But hopefully, Ismail El-Fat isn't the one officiating for their sake. I hope, because if they think Anthony Taylor isn't fair, wait till they see what Ismail El-Fat can do. Especially when Ronaldo is involved. The man is like star-crushed. Yeah, I said I wasn't going to go too much into that match. So yeah, I'm getting off topic. Back onto this one. People think that Anthony was unfair and he should have let that corner happen. Casey Evans says Anthony Taylor chose violence, blown up before that corner was taken. If you are a Ghana fan, you love him for it, but I'm surprised Paul Bento didn't swing at him. 18 Days, the Blackstars says absolutely unbelievable, and Ghana wasted so much time in those 10 minutes. That's unforgivable. No, we didn't. We didn't. Inaki Williams tried, but he was pulled up by that Korean player. The Anfield way says there shouldn't have been 10 minutes. Thank you. There shouldn't have been 10 minutes. There shouldn't have been 10 minutes from the start though. South Korea was given more than sufficient minutes to play. Exactly. I don't remember anything that happened in the second half. Injuries and substitution that took so long for 10 minutes extra time to be warranted. Daniel says he should have blown the whistle when the Ghana goalkeeper took the goal kick. Exactly. When Atizigi kicked the ball in, like it was on the 10th minute, right there and then, he should have called it off. But I think, it was an honest mistake. He probably didn't realize until the corner was given, because that's what I think. Because, it would make no sense for him to give that corner only to call off the match. So I don't think he noticed that the 10 minutes had reached. That's what I think. Fidel says no, he shouldn't. Should have added a couple of minutes more after Ghana faked the injury in the added times period. Did they though? I mean, there was kind of a headbutt in that goal post. Amelta lay down for more than 1 minute. It wasn't 1 minute. Fidel, it wasn't 1 minute. And the other defender faking cramps. Wait, is he talking about Inaki Williams? Inaki Williams was the other person in that time who I would say was trying to fake injury. But like I said, the South Korea player pulled him up. Virgin Joe says the time was already way up. He should have whistled long ago. He knew if they had scored with the corner, he would be in trouble. So he blew the whistle. Exactly what I was saying. Yeah, the time was way overdue. So imagine if they had equalized. It would have been turned into another Ismail Efat issue. John says, what's he meant to do? Hold off from blowing the final whistle because of a chance? How many chances? Where do you draw the line? He could have blown up before the time had gone, but he allowed the chance when play opened for the South Koreans to take the final shot. He really did. He gave them like 10 minutes extra time plus an almost 1 minute extra time. So it ain't Anthony's fault. Just me says, after 10 minutes, what else could they ask for his head? And Daniel Isaac says time was up. Exactly, time was up. It wasn't Anthony Taylor's fault. The South Koreans played beautifully, but Ghana played better. Eventually, when push came to shove, Ghana won against South Korea. But you know, they all tried, they all gave their best. It ain't Anthony Taylor's fault. Again, if you want an unfair referee, I hope they don't meet Ismail Efat. But let me know what you think about this whole thing. Do you think Anthony Taylor was in favor of Ghanaians winning against South Koreans? Let me know what you think and any other thing about this match or anything I've said in this video. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Catch you later.